Ali, the Shen family has failed you. Just 3 days after my wedding with the eldest son, he passed away from illness. The Shen family gave me a letter of annulment. It was written by Erlang, the second son. He only rushed back from the military camp yesterday. With just one glance from him, my back went numb. My father arrived. His eyes kept darting toward the Shen family's money box. Dad, are you really here to take me home? Of course, Ali. Your mother passed away early. I've been foolish all these years, but now I understand. How could I bear to watch you suffer in the Shen family? If you go back, will you truly change those bad habits? If I change and then relapse, I am not human. People always need to keep some dignity. Dad, I am afraid I am going to disappoint you this time. There is no way I am going back with you. Mother Shen, I'll hold on to this annulment letter for now, Ali. Is dinner ready yet? I am starving. Great-grandma, we don't have any food left in the house. Then have your second brother do more chores. He is strong, while Xiaoman is still young. Great-grandma needs someone to look after her. When second brother returns to the military camp, the house can just be left with the old and the young. But what about you? I will leave once everything at home is settled. Second brother Shen, please rest assured and return to the camp. I will take care of things at home. Once Xiaoman can look after himself, and the old lady is well settled, I will leave on my own accord. I want to be a burden to the Shen family. Have you thought it through? I want to regret staying. Are you crazy? They already gave you the annulment letter. Why are you still lingering here? Are you waiting for them to kick you out? Come back with me. Greed gleamed in my father's eyes. He didn't have my best interests at heart at all. He just wanted to use me to get more money. I want to regret it. I am your biological father. That's exactly why I know what kind of scum you are. Dante disturbed my brother's peace in front of his funeral altar. My heart shuddered. Not because I was afraid of Jiang Youfu, but because I was afraid of Shen Zi. If that's the case, stay then, keep the annulment letter. If there comes a day you want to leave, clear the legal paperwork first, and then leave with your head held high. Thank you, second brother Shen. Sister Ali, please don't go. I can wash the dishes. I can even take care of great-grandma's daily needs. I am not a child anymore. There is no need for all of you to fuss over me. My bones are still strong and sturdy. Then at least bring the food over first. At that time, I only felt that this Shen household, left with only the old and the young, keeping me here, was due to my soft heart, and also because I had no other path to take. But I never expected that 5 years later, when I truly wanted to leave, the very first person to ask if I wanted to stay would actually be Shen, the one who wrote the annulment letter with his own hands back then. Erlang. On the third day after the eldest son was buried, Mother Shen fell ill. Losing her husband and then her son in quick succession crushed her spirit until she could no longer bear it. Every day, I brewed her medicine, cooked porridge, and wiped her down. At night, I also had to coax Xiaoman to sleep. Shenzi didn't really know how to take care of people. All he knew how to do was chop firewood. Erlang filled the entire kitchen with smoke while cooking, making the old lady cough uncontrollably. Oh, Erlang, are you trying to set our house on fire? Sister, does second brother not know how to start a fire? I mean, second brother is really awesome. Holding back my laughter, I handed the medicine bowl to Mother Shen. Ali, don't blame Mother Shen. I know what she meant. Back then, the Shen family brought me here with 6 taels of silver, saying our families had arranged a marriage. I have never blamed anyone for this. My mother died early. My father, Jiang Youfu, was completely consumed by his bad habits. Our house was either filled with debt collectors at the door, or him throwing drunken rages. Compared to the Jiang family, the Shen family felt more like a place where I could actually breathe, doing laundry and cooking, feeding the chickens and chopping wood, attending to the old lady, taking care of Xiaoman, massaging Mother Shen's legs, and brewing medicine for the eldest son. The eldest son treated me very well. Despite his weak body, whenever I finished my chores, he would always secretly save his pastries for me. He taught me how to read and taught me how to write my name. I practiced those two characters for half a year, but they still looked like squashed, limping crabs. Ali is already amazing. Before he died, he even asked Xianxia to write the annulment letter for him, saying he couldn't hold me back. I felt deeply saddened, but I also knew he was truly kind. So kind that even while on his deathbed, he was still worried about my future well-being. Mother Shen held on for a month before she passed away too. It was raining that day. Xianxia knelt before the grave, without saying a single word. Rainwater rolled down his face. I stood beside him holding an oil paper umbrella, looking at his solitary back. For the first time, I realized he wasn't born invincible. He was only 20. Yet he had already lost his parents and his brother. Another 2 days passed. He tossed a pouch to me. I opened it to look. Inside were pieces of silver and copper coins. It's all for you. Second brother Shen, you also have expenses in the military. I don't need this. Second brother, don't you need to eat? The military provides meals. Do they provide for the family? You read 22. It's time to learn how to manage the household. Sister Ali, slow down. No one is fighting you for it. Miss Jiang, I will send money back every 2 months. While I am away, I'll have to trouble you with Xiaoman and great-grandma. He called me Miss Jiang. I was stunned. Please rest assured, second brother. If Jiang Youfu comes back, I'll handle it. He can't beat me anyway. Sister Ali is really fierce. Last time she chased the dogs with a spatula, even the dogs took a detour. The furrow in Xianxia's brow softened slightly. It was just dawning on the day he left. I saw him off at the courtyard gate. Keep the annulment letter safe. Don't let your father trick you out of it. After Xianxia left, Jiang Youfu showed up. He didn't come empty-handed. Xiaoman, do you want some candy? My sister Ali said, when a weasel pays a New Year's visit to a chicken, it's not a friendly visit. It's looking for a meal. Dad, what are you here for? Can't I just miss you? Look at you, Shen eldest is gone, and Mother Shen is passed too. Why are you still guarding this broken courtyard? Come back with me. I've found a good marriage arrangement for you. From which town? Squire Liu's family. That's Squire Liu who is much older than me, and has a terrible reputation. Older men know how to cherish a woman. With such a huge age gap, we might not even have anything in common to talk about. This marriage is not suitable. Don't listen to his nonsense. I didn't know how much money Squire Liu offered, but the fact that Jiang Youfu came rushing to the door meant he had already pocketed the cash. What are you doing keeping accounts? What use is the account book in your hands anyway? It's useful. At least it can record the words you spoke today. Zhang Li, don't you regret this? When the Shen family runs completely out of food, let us see if you come begging me on your knees. Run slower. Don't fall down. No one is chasing us. I shut the door tightly, but my heart didn't feel light at all. Sure enough, 3 days later, when I returned from washing clothes by the river, the Shen family's money box was completely empty. A silver hairpin left behind by Mother Shen was also gone. Ali, your father said he'd take me to the opera. I hadn't even gotten into the carriage yet, and he said the opera was already over. Sister Ali, you are gone too. I stood in the room, my hands and feet freezing cold. Sister Ali, what are you doing? Are you going to buy rice? You're not going to catch a thief, are you? When I found Jiang Youfu at the back alley gambling den in the county seat, his eyes were bloodshot with desperation. Old dog Jiang, didn't you say you'd have money today? It's only been a while and it's already gone. Ha ha ha, Dad. Ali, what are you doing here? I am here to settle scores. How much did you take from your daughter-in-laws? What nonsense are you talking about, girl? Have you lost your mind? I am your father. Does a father steal money from his daughter-in-laws? What do you mean steal? You gave that to me out of filial piety. Either come with me to the magistrate to clear this up, or let us ask the manager to come and testify with us. Young lady, this is no place for you to cause trouble. You accepted stolen money, so you re an accomplice. I've already asked Auntie Jiang, who sells wontons at the corner, to report this to the authorities. The officers will be here soon. Actually, I didn't ask Auntie Jiang to report anything. When I entered the town, I was rushing so fast that I didn't even glance at the wonton stall. But the people here have a guilty conscience, and they are terrified of getting mixed up with the law. I dragged Jiang Youfu all the way to the county magistrate's office. Ali, are you really sending your own father to court? Dad was wrong. Dad had no choice. The people outside Liu Garden were pressing me hard. I took 10 taels of silver from them. If you don't agree to the marriage, I have to pay them back double, then pay them back. Where would I get that kind of money? If you don't have it, find a way to pay it back yourself. How could Master Liu ever agree to that? That is your problem. Jiang Li, you are suing your own biological father. Our dynasty values filial piety above all. A child suing a parent, even if they are in the right, must still be punished according to the law. Do you understand this, Your Honor? Please see clearly. My daughter is unfilial. She actually dares to sue her own father. She should be punished. She should be severely punished. I looked at him and suddenly felt like laughing. When I was little, my mother was sick in bed with a high fever, and I begged him to fetch a doctor. He said he had no money, but turned around and took the last half bag of rice from our house to settle his debt at the gambling den. After my mother died, he cried too. But the very next day, he took the mahogany comb my mother left behind and pawned it. A man like this can actually stand in court and use the word father to suppress me. Do you understand, young woman? Do you still want to sue? I do. What are you accusing him of? Accusing Jiang Youfu of stealing money from the Shen family, deceiving the elderly matriarch of the Shen family, and privately accepting Master Liu's betrothal money in an attempt to force a married woman into a second marriage. Do you have the Shen family's divorce papers? Right. She stopped being a wife of the Shen family long ago. She brought that money back to her parents' home anyway, so it doesn't count as stealing. The divorce papers were never submitted, and my name hasn't been removed from the official registry. I am still living with the Shen family, taking care of the Shen family's young sister and grandmother. What Jiang Youfu stole was the Shen family's money, not my personal property. Who taught you all this? My father, Shen Daling, taught me how to read a few words. Where is the Shen family's money? I used it too. If you don't confess, we will shut down the gambling den. The silver hairpin has been recovered from the gambling den. The manager returned it right here in court. But the silver coins cannot be recovered, since there is no money to pay it back. Jiang Youfu must repay 13 taels and to mace to the Shen family within 3 years. If he fails to pay on time, He will receive 30 strokes of the cane and be imprisoned for 6 months. It must also be clearly stated in writing that he can never again use the name of a father to force me to return home or marry anyone. Otherwise, he will face the same punishment. Jiang Li, haha. Yue got some serious guts. Your honor is wise. He finally granted it. After the debt contract was finalized, I was also punished according to the law. The officer took pity on me and made sure the punishment was very light. Even so, when I walked out of the courtroom, the pain still broke me out in a cold sweat. I could only stand steady by leaning against the wall. What do you want? Dad, if you steal again, I want to just take you to court. Then what do you want to do? I have nothing left to lose now. I am not afraid to drag this all out in public. When I left the magistrate's office, the sky had already turned dark. The officer who carried out my punishment was named Zhao. He told me to go back and take good care of myself, saying a young girl. Shouldn't he always try to push through things with sheer willpower? He knew my father-in-law, Shen Bo-an. He said when he was young, he used to eat the Shen family as tofu pudding every day. Thank you, Uncle Zhao. Ah, haha. Ha ha ha. Eh. Eh. Ali, did you win? I won. Then why were you beaten like this? Because the price of winning is that he has to pay back the money. Justice is expensive. Then let S not buy justice anymore. Let S buy me to eat instead. I wanted to laugh, but it pulled at my wound, and the pain brought tears to my eyes again. That night, I lay in bed, listening to the wind outside the window. The Shen family home was completely empty. The rice jar was empty. The purse was empty. There was only an old woman left in the house, a young girl, and me, who hadn't even recovered from my injuries. I suddenly remembered what Shenzi said before he left. Don't let your father trick you. I didn't get tricked, but I certainly paid a heavy price for it. If Brother Shen knew, he'd probably think I am completely useless. I stayed flat on my stomach in bed for a full 27 days. During these 27 days, Shen Xiaoman was forced to grow up. She learned how to wash rice, even though the first time she dumped the rice, along with the water straight into the pig slop bucket. She learned how to cook porridge, making it a bit too chewy. And the second time, she turned the porridge into burnt crust. Hurry up, great-grandma. I still need to help Sister Ali dry the radishes. Are you tired of me now? No, I am just getting busier. Busy with what? Busy making something of myself. By the time I could finally get out of bed, the house was so poor that if a mouse walked in, it would leave behind half a grain of rice in tears. Shenzi said it would take 2 months for the military provisions to arrive, but it has only been 1 month since he left. How are we going to survive another month? I searched through the entire house and only found 37 copper coins. Why didn't we pawn this? How much is it even worth? In my heart, it is worth 100 taels. Then don't pawn it. Our family is rich now. Tomorrow I'll go to the county seat to find work. Your injuries haven't healed yet. They are healed. You're still walking like a duck. A duck can still earn money. The next day, before dawn, I carried an old cloth bag and went to the county seat. The south street of the town was bustling. Steam was rising from the breakfast stalls. and the scent of meat buns drifted into my nose, making my stomach growl the whole way. I went door to door asking if there was any work. The tea house didn't want female workers. The tavern thought I was too skinny. The fabric shop said they just finished hiring yesterday. A medicine shop did let me grind herbs for half a day and gave me 8 copper coins. Sigh. It's not easy for a girl to make money. On the 3rd day, finding work in the town became even harder. I stood at the street corner until almost noon, so hungry that my vision started to blur. Uncle Joe, 1 cash per copy. As long as the handwriting is neat. I am tempted by the offer. Dowling once taught me how to read, though it wasn't much, but at least I can write a little. I picked up the brush, full of confidence. But half an hour later, all my confidence was gone. The words in the book recognized me, but I didn't recognize them. I don't know this word. It's Xianxia, the name of a herb. Thank you. Speak up if you want to say something. Your handwriting is very lively, miss. Which means it's not very good. That smile made his eyes look gentle and bright. He looked really handsome. Take your time. The shopkeeper only cares about the quantity. He won to be strict. If you don't mind, miss, have this to tide you over. My pride had a fight with my stomach, and my stomach won. Thank you, I'll pay you back. No need. It was cold and hard. Yet it moved me so much I almost cried. That day, I copied until the sun started to set. I finally managed to finish 10 pages. Are these supposed to be words? It looks like a cat scratches. A cat couldn't scratch out this many strokes. Sigh. The setting sun shone on the street. Pedestrians were coming and going. The aroma from the baked cake stall was mouthwatering. 1 cash. I worked hard all day and earned just 1 cash. It wasn't because I felt wronged. It was because I was scared. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to support Xiaoman and the old lady. Afraid that before Xianxia could send money back, they would have already starved to death with me. Are you all right, miss? I am fine. Where do you live? It's getting late. Let me walk you home. No need, I walk fast. Eat it on the way. Consider it a loan from me. What's your name? Chunyan, the Yan from Yantai. I'll remember that. Later on, I often thought, if life had just gone on like it did that day, Chunyan would have been a wonderful person, gentle and upright, like a lamp in the night, not too bright but very steady. Sadly, on some paths, the wind suddenly starts to howl as you walk. The lamp might still be there, but the road won't always be smooth. Xianxia's military pay arrived just when I was about to give up. For tales of silver, Mother couldn't bear to unwrap it herself. When she put the silver into my hands, I almost fell to my knees before her. Sister Ali, can we buy meat now? How many pounds can we buy? Let us buy 2 pounds. 12th brother is really doing well. It's our Ali who is doing well. She managed to hold on until his money arrived. That day, I bought meat. I bought rice. And I also bought 2 piping hot sugar buns. It was so sweet that tears welled up in my eyes. Mine are watering too. As I laughed, my tears fell too. I didn't go back to the town to look for odd jobs. Instead, I set my sights on the old stone mill in the corner of the yard. The wooden buckets and cloth strainers. The bamboo sieves and clay pots were all still there. The Shen family used to run a tofu business. When my late father-in-law was young, he set up a stall in town and made a living out of a single bowl of tofu pudding. Mother Shen's legs used to hurt before she passed away. When I applied medicine for her, she would ramble about the old shop. The beans must be carefully selected. Soak them in well water. Filter the milk twice when grinding, and pay attention to the heat. Don't rush when curdling, or it will be too firm. Do it too slowly and it will fall apart. I tried for the first time. It was a failure. A whole pot of soybean milk turned into crumbly mush like snow. Even snow doesn't taste this bad. The second time, the tofu pudding became like Sister Ollie. Is she angry? But it was too hard. The third time, it was tender enough, but it tasted too raw and beany. Sister Ollie, you're already amazing. At least this time it looks like proper food after messing around for 7 or 8 days. I finally made a pot of edible tofu pudding. White and tender. Trembling slightly in the bowl. Poured the savory sauce over it. Sprinkled chopped scallions and added a drop of sesame oil. Sister Ollie, we can sell this. It's better than what I used to make. Great-grandma used to know how to make it too. No, she didn't. So you better than me. To be safe, I scooped 2 bowls and brought them to town for Uncle Zhou Quan to taste. After Uncle Zhou tasted it, he fell into a long silence. My heart leaped into my throat. Is it edible? Can we sell it? When people are starving, it will sell. My heart sank halfway. There are many people in Yunnan County who have eaten your father-in-law's tofu pudding. Why did the Shen family shop do so well back then? First was the tenderness. Second was the sauce. Third was the oil. What oil? The 3 combination oil. How would I know about that? That was your father-in-law's secret recipe. Didn't Mother Shen teach you? Mother Shen mentioned many steps, but she never mentioned the 3 combination oil. Go ask Shen Zi. Would he know? He is the son of the Shen family, but Shen Zi joined the army at a young age. He was rarely at home. Furthermore, this recipe. Is it appropriate for Ollie, who holds a marriage annulment paper, to ask him for it? You are now taking care of his younger sister and great-grandmother. You are keeping the house safe for the Shen family. It is not too much to ask. After returning, I spread out the paper and began to write a letter to Shen Zi. My handwriting was still ugly. Ugliest but full of energy. Sister Ollie, are you writing words, or are those earthworms fighting? I haven't even gone to the private school yet, just getting ready. The letter was written very bluntly. After finishing, I read it over and over. It always felt like a debt collection letter. So I added another sentence. Now with this sentence, it sounds like a letter to family. After the letter was sent, there was no reply for a month. At first, I hoped for it every day. Later, I stopped hoping. He and I weren't close anyway. I didn't want to bother. Sister Ollie, second brother, will reply. Why are you so sure? My second brother is going to be a great general in the future. A great general always keeps his word. Did he promise you? What kind of promise is that? I answered for him. Ha ha ha, Xiaoman is ambitious. Another 10 days passed. The courier finally arrived. Besides the 4 taels of silver, there was also a letter. 2 words were written on the envelope. Sister Ali. The strokes were sharp and cold, cutting deep into the paper. I stared at those 2 words for a long time. Sister Ali, open it quickly. I opened the letter. Xianxia didn't write much, but he wrote down the recipe for the 3-combination oil very clearly. How to control the heat, when to add it to the pot, when to filter the residue, when to seal the jar, sesame oil, lard, chicken fat. At the end of the recipe, there was another sentence: you can add chicken giblets to the sauce for extra freshness. After the recipe, there were only 4 words. No worries at home. I looked at those 4 words, and my nose went a little sour. What did second brother say? He said we are going to make a fortune. Really? I am going to wait. Wait for what? Wait for fortune to knock on our door. On the day I made the 3-combination oil, the entire kitchen was filled with fragrance. It wasn't the sharp, pungent scent of ordinary sesame oil, but a rich, deep, and comforting aroma. Filter the hot oil through ginger slices. Seal it in a small jar. Open the lid only after it cools down completely. When that aroma gently wafts out, even the dogs outside the courtyard will squat at the door, refusing to leave. Sister Ali, this oil tastes so good you could even mix it with choux solas. Want to eat it, you can try. Never mind, choux solas aren't worthy of it. I made a fresh pot of tofu pudding. It is white, tender, smooth, and delicate. It jiggles gently at the slightest touch of a spoon. Chicken giblets were added to the gravy. Once the savory taste is balanced by the blended oil, it smells so good it makes one's heart race. When Xiaoman took his first bite, he went completely silent. Does it taste bad? Sister Ali, I feel like I've lived my past life in vain. Oh. Now this tastes like the Shen family S style. My heart finally relaxed. The next day, I pushed a borrowed wooden cart and took Xiaoman to South Street in the county seat. Without a proper shopfront, we could only set up a stall first. Aunt Zhang, who sells wontons nearby, saw how young I was and knew I was a woman whose engagement had been broken. Fearing I might get bullied, she specially made room for me at a prime spot near the front. On the first day of selling, be a bit braver and start calling out. Then I stood there for half the morning and couldn't shout out a single word. The Shen family S tofu, putting it S free if it doesn't taste good. ULL want more after eating. Passers-by, don't miss out on me. Sister Ali is beautiful. And the tofu pudding is even more beautiful. Ha ha ha. Is this from the former Shen family, Shen Bo and S family? Give me a bowl properly. If it S not that flavor, I want to give you any money. You little girl really know how to do business. Free if it S not good. And double the pay if it is. This is exactly the taste. It really is from the Shen family. Didn't the Shen family S shop close long ago? Give me a bowl too. In just one morning, the 2 barrels of tofu pudding I prepared were sold out completely. Sister Ali, are we rich now? Looking at the copper coins in the bag, my heart pounded wildly. It's not exactly rich, but we can survive, and survive well. On the 7th day of running the stall, Uncle Xiao brought 2 brokers over to eat. I was thinking, if Shen Bo were still here, he would definitely praise you. My heart warmed up, and tears began to flow down. Returning home that day, I poured the money I earned onto the table and counted it stack by stack. The old lady sat nearby to supervise. As she supervised, she started to doze off. I divided the money into 3 portions. 1 portion to buy soybeans and chicken giblets. 1 portion to save up to repay Uncle Zhao's kindness. And 1 portion to keep for household expenses. Sister Ali, should I buy myself a hairpin? No rush. This matter is more urgent. Business got even better in the 2nd month. In the 3rd month, I rented a small shop at the end of South Street. The shop wasn't too big. The front could fit 4 tables. The back had a kitchen. There was a well in the courtyard. And 2 small rooms upstairs. Just right for living. I brought Xiaoman and the old lady from the village to the county seat. Are we going to the capital? No, it's the county seat. Is there an emperor in the county? There's a county magistrate. That's a bit of a downgrade. The wooden door panels were old, and the rooms were full of dust. But at that moment, it felt as if I were looking at a mountain of gold. This will be our home from now on. And it's also the path I've carved out for myself. On the day the shop opened, I hung up a wooden sign. Sister Ali, why isn't it called Xianxia's shop? I froze for a moment. Why? Because the recipe belongs to the Shen family. Because the shop's old reputation belongs to the Shen family. And because I am still living with the Shen family now, taking care of the Shen family's people. Calling it Shen's shop gets recognized by the customers. Then what if you leave in the future? Who's leaving? Sister Ali has the annulment document, so she can get married in the future. I am not marrying. What's so good about getting married? You have to raise kids, manage a husband, and he snores while eating and sleeping. Turning over at night is like flipping pancakes. Great-grandma, how do you know that? Because I've been married. Then is Sister Ali really not going to marry in the future? We'll talk about the future when it comes. Sister Ali, every time you say that, it just means you don't want to tell me. Actually, I don't know either. When I was 20, I just wanted to avoid being forced back by my father. At 21, I just wanted to keep Xiaoman and the old lady well fed. At 22, I wanted to run the shop well. As for getting married, that seemed like a very distant matter. So distant that it was separated by mountains, separated by rivers, and also by a piece of paper that I kept pressed down. At the bottom of my trunk, the annulment document. But I didn't expect that distant things would also have a day of coming close. Even less did I expect that the person who would bring this matter to light first wouldn't be me, but rather Chen Yan, who had once given me a piece of flatbread. By the 3rd year of running Shen's tofu pudding, Xiaoman had already entered the private school. Sister Ali, if I am not cut out for studying, will you be disappointed? No. I will just watch over you during remedial lessons. Didn't you say you wouldn't be disappointed? Remedial lessons and disappointment are 2 different things. Sister Ali is unreasonable. Xiaoman entered the private school with a long face. The teacher instructing him was none other than Chen Yan. Lady Zhang, 3 years have passed. He had passed the exam to become a scholar, still wearing a green robe. Only a bit more composed than before. Teacher Chen, you two know each other. In the past, Teacher Chen lent me a piece of flatbread. It was a life-saving kindness. It was just a piece of flatbread. It hardly counts as that. My sister Ali said, when you are starving to death, a piece of flatbread can be heavier than an ounce of silver. Go on in quickly. After that, Chunyan often came to the shop to eat tofu pudding. At first, it was only occasional. But later, it was almost every day. Sister Ali. Is Teacher Chen very poor? Most scholars are tight on money. Then why does he come every single day? Because he likes to eat it. Sister Ali. Do you really not know, or are you just pretending not to know? Go review your books. It's not that I don't know. It's just that some things are better left unacknowledged even if you know them. I am a woman with a broken engagement, while Chunyan is a respectable scholar. He is young and has an academic title. He is meant to take the higher civil exams in the future. But the human heart is not like an account book in a shop. You can just clear it by choosing not to record it. 1 year during the autumn provincial exams, Chunyan failed. It was raining on the day he returned. Drenched from head to toe, he sat in the corner of the shop, without saying a single word. Have something to eat first. I failed again. Then take it again next time. Easy for you to say. It isn't easy, but you are still young. As long as it's not a dead end in life, you can always take another step forward. I thought back to my old self who used to squat at the alley entrance and cry. At that time, I also thought it was the end of the world. But later, the military compensation for Xianxia arrived. The recipe for the blended oil arrived. And the shop was successfully opened too. A person just has to grit their teeth and endure. Once you hold on through that one tough breath, there might just be light up ahead. Teacher Chen, you have great learning. It's just that luck wasn't on your side this time. Go try again in 3 years. And perhaps you will pass. Do you really think so? What if I pass? Then congratulations, Scholar Chen. Say I passed. Can you please? Look at me. Aren't I looking at you right now? Not like this. Rain fell on the eaves like a strumming pipa. There weren't many customers in the shop. In the kitchen, Xiaoman was memorizing her texts. For every line she read, she sighed 3 times. But suddenly, I felt everything around me grow quiet. Chunyan held Wang Yun's hand tightly. He seemed to have made a major decision. Jiang Li, I want to take care of you. And I want to formally propose to you. My heart skipped a beat. Mr. Chen, you shouldn't say such things lightly. I am not saying this lightly. I know you have the marriage annulment paper. And I know why you stayed with the Shen family all these years. Your marriage contract with the eldest Shen brother was never truly finalized. Yuri just kind-hearted. Yuri holding the Shen family together. People on the outside don't see it that way. I don't care, and you don't care. What about your future? Do you not care about that either? He fell silent for a moment. Seeing him quiet, I actually breathed a sigh of relief. As long as a person still weighs the pros and cons, they want to do anything foolish. I will pass the provincial exam and become a scholar. Once I have an official title, no one will dare to slight you. I looked at him, and my heart softened just a little. Chunyan wasn't a bad person. In fact, he was a very good person. He remembered the piece of cake I gave him when he was in dire straits. And I remembered it too. He knew things hadn't been easy for me. And he never used my status as a rejected woman to press me down. He liked that I wasn't superficial. And he never forced me into anything. Talk to me again after you pass the exam. So you agree. You're willing to wait. Mr. Chen, your tofu pudding is getting cold. After that day, he came by less often. I heard he was studying behind closed doors, preparing for the imperial exam in 3 years. Occasionally, when Xiaoman came back from the private school, she would bring news of him. Mr. Chen praised me today for making progress. Mr. Chen was coughing today. Mr. Chen asked if you've been tired lately. Just focus on your studies. And stop spreading gossip. Sister Ali, I don't think you can go on like this. What do you mean? You dragging things out for him and for yourself. It's like noodles left in the pot, getting mushier the longer they cook. His words left me completely speechless. Xiaoman was already 10 years old. The little girl who used to cry while hugging a cloth tiger had grown quite a bit taller. Now that she was educated, her tongue was much sharper too. The old lady's health was also more stable than before. The shop had workers, account books, and regular customers. And I was already 25. Sometimes, after closing the shop at night, I would go upstairs alone. The paper had turned yellow, but the ink marks were still sharp. Xianxia wrote this to give me peace of mind. He probably never imagined that one day I would truly embrace it. And I hadn't imagined it either. Not until the winter of the 5th year, when news from the border reached Yan'an County. Xianxia had become a general. The emperor granted him permission to return home to visit his family. When I heard the news, I was kneading dough. Sister Ali, my second brother is coming back. He really became a great general. Flour puffed all over my body. And my heart fluttered anxiously along with it. In that instant, the first thing I thought of wasn't Xianxia returning home in glory, but that annulment paper at the bottom of the chest. I wanted to wait for him to return, just to make things clear with him. Have you heard? General Shen is coming back. I wanted to start over on the day Xianxia returned. Half the street in Yan'an County was blocked. It wasn't arranged by the local government. The townspeople had gathered there on their own to watch. The great crisis at the border was over. The enemy forces had retreated past White Wolf Mountain. The imperial court was handing out rewards for military merits. I heard Xianxia had secured the supply lines and led troops to break the siege of the city, achieving great distinction. He was given the title of General Jo. Just how high of a rank is General Jo? I didn't really understand. But I knew that someone who could make the county magistrate personally go out of the city to welcome him must be very important. Xiaoman couldn't sit still early in the morning. Sister Ali, can I go to the city gates to watch? No. Why not? The shop is busy. Who else going to eat tofu pudding today anyway? Everyone went to see the general. Lady Jiang, 2 bowls of tofu pudding, and another bowl of chicken giblet soup. Coming. See, there are always people who don't care for crowds and just want to eat. The sound of horse hooves suddenly echoed in the street. First from afar, then drawing closer. Holding 2 bowls of tofu pudding, I walked to the door right as a path cleared up at the end of the street. Step by step. The sound made my heart tighten. The man leading them wore black armor, with a long sword hanging from his waist, his shoulders and back perfectly straight. The sunlight hit the armor plates, creating a piercing, cold glare. He was taller than he was 5 years ago, and more composed. The old Xianxia was like a newly sharpened blade, sharp, proud, with the wildness of a youth who refused to bow his head. The current Xianxia was like a blade seasoned by wind and frost, bearing a cold demeanor that made people look away. He pulled the reins and stopped in front of the shop. The tofu pudding in my hands almost spilled out. Second brother. Ha ha ha. Your armor is so hard. General, your little sister is complaining about you. Hey ha ha. I am not complaining. I was just afraid of hurting myself. Hey ha ha. Xiaoman. Second brother Shen. My voice wasn't too loud. Yet he heard it. In that instant, the surrounding noise seemed to fade into the distance. Miss Jiang, perhaps the sunlight is just too warm. But I actually feel the way he looks at me. Isn't as intense as it used to be. It must have been a hard journey. Please come in and rest. We are not selling anything today. My second brother is back. If you want to eat, come back tomorrow. I just sat down. It's no use even if you sit. It all belongs to my second brother now. We heard the general say long ago that the tofu pudding made by Lady Jiang is the best in the world. Today we came with thick skin to ask for a bowl. And the chicken giblet soup too. The general has been talking about it in camp for 3 years. Haha. I quickly went to the kitchen to get busy. Big bowls were filled to the brim with tofu pudding, drizzled with savory sauce, sprinkled with scallions, and dotted with sesame oil. The chicken giblet soup was also heating up, with the vermicelli cooked soft and flatbread cut into pieces, soaked inside to fully absorb the broth. The soldiers ate heartily, finishing a bowl in just a few bites. Wow, this is amazing. It's delicious. The table suddenly fell silent. The people who were laughing and shouting just now all slowly lowered their heads to sip the soup. Suddenly, I understood something. The great victory at the border was a celebration to the common people. But to them, it meant that many people didn't make it back. Then leave a bowl for the brothers who didn't make it. Thank you, Lady John. Being watched like that made me uncomfortable. Turn around, and go wipe down the stove. The shop closed early that day. The soldiers Xianxia brought back with him. Some still had to continue on home to visit family. They said their goodbyes once they finished eating. The old house in Daimyo village has already been cleaned up. Why not let them stay there for now? They handled the arrangements themselves. 3 days later, at the entrance of the South Street Inn, I saw that the 4 soldiers were already properly settled. Only then did I feel at ease. Sister Ali, what's wrong? Your second brother is right. They really will handle the arrangements. What about my room? Second brother Shen has to stay here. Otherwise, the old house has already been cleaned up. No one is over there. Miss Jiang, don't you worry about saving a spot for me. I did save one. Actually, I had tea. Biting the bullet, I led him upstairs. The storage room was an absolute mess. Sewing baskets, fabrics, and old ledgers were piled high on the table. So I had no choice but to bring him into my own room. The house was decorated by the women of the family. It's a bit tacky. Please bear with it for one night, second brother. I'll clear out the room next door tomorrow. It's not tacky. The armor was very heavy. My hands gave out. I almost couldn't hold on to it. Xianxia reached out and caught it. His palm rested right against the back of my hand. Sister Ali, did you or second brother fall? No. Miss Jiang, you re still as timid as ever. When was I ever timid? The first time you saw me, your hands shook so much you spilled the tea. That was because the tea was too hot. The second time you saw me, you called me second brother Shen in a voice like a mosquito. That was because we were in a morning hall. You can be loud. Just now, he let out a low chuckle. It was very soft, but like a pebble dropping into water. It stirred up a ripple of panic in my heart. How long can you stay this time, second brother Shen? A month. Are you going back to the border after that? No. Reassigned to the capital. My hands froze. The capital. That was a place I had only ever heard of from storytellers. That's wonderful. If Xiaoman knew, he'd be thrilled. What else did he say? He also said he wanted to find me 100 maids. Xiaoman can come to the capital too. I have a place to stay. His tone was so casual. As if this wasn't just a child's nonsense, but a small matter that could be done tomorrow. It was just a joke. Once things are settled in the capital, I'll bring you all over. The little ripple in my heart suddenly went completely still. Bring you all over. Xiaoman, Grandma, maybe even me. But I can't go. I looked toward the chest. The annulment papers were still pressed down at the very bottom. I should tell him about Chunyan. He just got back today. No rush. At least let him have a peaceful meal first. But some things, the longer you drag them out, the harder they are to say. And a man like Xianxia hates it most when people keep things from him. The document is still at the bottom of the chest. On the third day after Xianxia's return, I finally found an opportunity to talk to him about Chunyan. It wasn't that I was stalling on purpose. It's just that ever since he came home, it felt like a deity was guarding the shop. Haha. Butcher Wang, who usually loved to buy on credit, paid up instantly. He even made up the 3 copper coins he owed from last time. When Auntie Li, who sells vegetables, walked past the door, her steps became noticeably lighter. A while back, a few women who often came by to say bitter things didn't dare to make sarcastic remarks anymore. Sister Ali, I think second brother is more useful than a lucky cat. A lucky cat can command a room. So second brother is definitely more useful. I've had something on my mind these past few days. Although Chunyan hasn't formally come to propose marriage yet, he already sent word through the old master at the private school. He said that though he hasn't passed the civil exam yet, he would definitely give me a proper commitment. When I heard those words, it wasn't that I was completely untouched. There are too few people in this world willing to give me a commitment. What Jiang Youfu left me was a mountain of debt. What Father Shen gave me was an annulment document. What Xianxia gave me was his military pay, a recipe, and a formal title of Miss Jiang. Miss Jiang, while what Chunyan offered me felt like the kind of future an ordinary woman ought to have. Someone to grow old with, a home and a stable life. No longer having to hold this family together for the Shens, and no longer always being called a jilted woman. So I want to make things clear with Xianxia. I am not just walking away and abandoning everything. Even after I am betrothed again, I will still take care of Xiaoman and Grandma. The shop will stay open too. If Chunyan doesn't mind, I can even continue living on South Street, doing business by day, and returning to my new home at night. I turned these words over and over in my mind so many times. But when it actually came time to speak up, I still chickened out. That evening, the water is hot. If it gets cold, it'll be too hard. You reacting as particular as an emperor. Even emperors have to eat and sleep. I have to eat and sleep too. What's the difference a crown? Well, that is quite a big difference. He had just bathed. He had changed into a dark green robe. No armor. And no sword. Yet as he stood at the doorway, he still seemed to dim all the light in the kitchen. Holding the wooden basin, my heart panicked. And I spilled half the water. Miss Jiang, are you afraid of me? I've seen you spill things 3 times now. Twice it was soup. Once it was flour. You have a very good memory, second brother. Those who survived the military don't have bad memory for details. His tone was flat, but hearing it made my heart sink. He had just returned from the battlefield. He might still have unhealed wounds on his body. Yet here I was, about to tell him I wanted to start over. But if I didn't say it now, it would only become more inappropriate later. Second, Brother Shen, there is something I'd like to discuss with you. Speak. You must have met Mr. Chen. He is the teacher at Xiaoman's private school. He is a very good person and diligent with his studies. Back when I was struggling, he helped me out. Over the years since then, he has always treated me quite well. I was thinking, I am 25 now. Xiaoman is enrolled in school. Grandma's health is stable. The shop has hired help. And the house doesn't need me around constantly like before. It is time to finalize the annulment paperwork. Second brother Shen, you a general now. And you going to take up a post in the capital. In the future, Xiaoman and Grandma will be with you. It will surely be better than them staying with me. The annulment papers have always been with me. If you think it is appropriate, second brother Shen, before you leave this time, we can go to the government office to officialize the document. Xianxia still didn't say a word. I plucked up my courage and looked up. Don't worry, second brother Shen. Even if I get betrothed again, I want to just ignore Xiaoman and Grandma. Mr. Chen said, after the paperwork is finalized, I can still look after the shop. I can also come back to visit them often. If you all go to the capital, I will also prepare travel expenses and clothes. Because, Xianxia laughed. It wasn't a happy laugh. It was a very soft, very cold sound. Mr. Chen said, What? The kitchen wasn't too big to begin with. As soon as he stepped closer, I have almost nowhere left to retreat. Do you want to get engaged or not? How will the people of the Shen family be settled? What will be done with the shop? It is all up to him to decide. Even whether you can come back to visit in the future. Xiaoman and great-grandmother is also up to him to decide. That is not what I meant. Then what do you mean? I feel a bit panicked. And a bit wronged. Second brother Shen, you were the one who wrote the annulment document back then. You also said, if there ever came a day I wanted to leave, we would process the document together first. And then I could leave with dignity. Right now, I am not trying to slip away secretly. I am discussing it with you. So you have already made up your mind. You like him. Mr. Chen is a good person. When I asked if you liked him, my heart suddenly skipped a beat. Do I like him? I suppose I do. Chen Yan is gentle, respectable, and well-mannered. He treats me well. But when the word like rolled around on the tip of my tongue, I couldn't bring myself to say it. I couldn't give an answer. How can matters of the heart be explained so easily? If it can be explained, then it settles things. Still, that is better than guarding an annulment document for a lifetime. Never moving forward. I regretted those words the moment they left my mouth. Pressing my lips tightly together, I wanted to add, Sister Ali. Great-grandmother says she finished washing her feet, but she refuses to take them out of the basin. I allow go take a look. This matter. We will talk about it tomorrow. Old Madam Shen. Holding the annulment document in your hands. Doesn't mean this matter can be rushed to a conclusion. Why not? Because that annulment document was written by me. I will accompany you to complete the paperwork properly. And I will also give you the explanation I owe you. I didn't sleep well that night. I tossed and turned in bed. Xianxia was in the room next door. Only a wooden partition separated the two rooms. And I couldn't help but feel uncomfortable. Suddenly, a very soft cough came from the other side. Is something wrong? I heard you coughing. I thought your old injury was acting up. I allow leave the medicine by your door. Apply it yourself. It's no big deal. Even if it's no big deal, you should still apply the medicine. If you still feel unwell tomorrow, I will go call a doctor. Ali, the clothes and winter gear you sent over these past few years. I received them all. I paused for a moment. I sent those things every winter. The frontier is bitterly cold. I just thought that since he is Xiaoman's older brother after all, I should look out for him as much as I could. The border is freezing. There's no harm in being prepared. Have you ever made these for Chunyan too? No. That's good then. Second brother, why are you asking all this? I heard you want to marry him. I am just discussing it with you, not trying to leave in secret. You have already made up your mind. I haven't completely made up my mind yet. But Mr. Chen is gentle with people, and he is willing to accept my past. I want to make plans for myself for once. That can't be considered wrong, can it? Is this place not your home? Over these past 5 years, you wrote in your letters saying everything was fine at home. Every time I received a letter, I believe there was still a lamp here waiting for me. My heart felt as if it were gently squeezed, aching with a sharp pang. That's not what I meant. The Shen family has been kind to me. Xiaoman and great-grandmother treat me like family. But in the end, I can just stay here indefinitely without proper status. As for the annulment document, we will discuss it another day. Second brother Shen, it's late. Go back to sleep. We'll talk tomorrow. I want to make things difficult for Chunyan. But I want to pretend I don't care either. The wind was very gentle that night. Yet it felt as if a snowstorm had fallen in my heart. Cold and sobering. And terribly chaotic. Early the next morning, Chunyan arrived. He came at a very awkward time. Xiaoman stood behind the counter, excited as if waiting to watch a grand show. Is there an important guest here today? It's just Mr. Chen. Then why is everyone so quiet? General Shen. It was clearly just an ordinary title. Yet hearing it made my back stiffen. Zhang Li, there is something I want to say to you. Since General Shen is here too, it works out perfectly. I came here today to formally declare my intentions to Zhang Li. The shop fell dead silent. The distant cries of the street vendors outside faded in, sounding as if they were muffled through water. I know Zhang Li was once betrothed to the Shen family. And I know she has looked after the Shen family elders all these years, enduring so much hardship. But she and the eldest son of the Shen family never actually wed. And she holds the annulment document in her hand. By all rights and reason, she is free to choose her own life anew. My heart grew tense as I listened. Chunyan is usually so gentle. Yet I didn't know where he found the courage today to actually say these things right in front of Shenzi. You want to marry her? Yes. I come from a humble background. And right now I am merely a scholar. My capabilities are limited. But I will honor her, protect her, and respect her wish to run her shop and do business after the imperial examinations next year, regardless of whether I pass or not. I am willing to give her a secure and stable life. Scholars certainly have a way with words. Have you thought this through? I have. Behind Zhang Li stands Xiaoman, great-grandmother, the Shen family shop. and plenty of gossip from the outside world. Can you handle all of that? He had obviously considered that I would be gossiped about, but he might not have thought about it in such practical detail. If you are posted elsewhere for work in the future, will she go with you? Or will she stay behind to look after Xiaoman and great-grandmother? I originally thought he would put on a cold face, or use his status as a general to pressure him, if she continues to run the shop. Can you truly mind it? Not at all. If others use the Shen family S-Pass to gossip about her, can you protect her instead of making her back down? But the questions he asked happened to be the exact issues that Chunyan and I could not avoid. Zhang Li. Are you willing? My mind was a complete mess. Every time I received a letter, I believed there was still a lamp here waiting for me. But last night's words felt like a tiny thorn pierced into my heart. Impossible to pull out. Mr. Chen, I haven't made up my mind yet. It's all right. I'll wait until you've thought it through. This is the date pastry you mentioned last time that Xiaoman loves to eat. The child is innocent. There's no harm in her enjoying some treats. After Chen Yan left, the shop remained quiet. My chest felt tight. I turned around to head to the kitchen. Second brother Shen, is there anything else? You haven't made up your mind. How did you expect me to answer? You won't let me marry Chen Yan. Is it because he isn't good enough? Or because I am not allowed to leave the Shen family? If it's only the latter, that would be far too unreasonable. I know. That's why I didn't give him an answer on your behalf. Nor did I drive him away for you. But I want to ask one thing. Why if I were to ask for your hand in marriage as well? Would you be willing to give me a chance? Zhang Li. What if I don't want to just be Xiaoman's older brother? I don't want to just be someone the Shen family asked Zhao Ying to take care of. Shenzi's single sentence scared me so much I almost knocked over the broth. Did you guys work things out? My face was burning hot, almost smoking. Yet Shenzi still stood right in front of me, looking perfectly calm. It was as if that marriage proposal just now was nothing more than asking how many pounds the beans had grown today. Shenzi, have you lost your mind? This was the first time I called him by his full name. No. I used to be engaged to your older brother, but you two only had an agreement. You never bowed to heaven and earth. You never entered the family registry, and the official paperwork was never completed. All these years you stayed with the Shen family, out of kindness to take care of Xiaoman and great-grandma. No one is trapping you here. You just twisting words. Yeah. He admitted it so fast that I actually didn't know how to scold him back. Zhang Li, this isn't a thought I just had today. The first year I received your letter. You said things were tough at home, but you still told me not to worry while I was away. With every word he said, it felt like something was gently tapping against my heart. The second year, you sent winter clothes and medicine, saying there was a harsh winter everywhere, and told me to take care of myself. I wrote those letters very casually. I never thought he would actually remember them all. The third year, you said Xiaoman was skipping school, and told me to come back and discipline him. The fourth year, you said the shop finally made a profit, that great-grandma had a great appetite, and asked if we lacked any supplies in the army. When I was at the border, before your letters arrived, every place felt exactly the same. But later, every time I opened one, I knew I still had a place to return to. I still had a home. My throat suddenly tightened. That was because of Xiaoman and great-grandma. At first, yes. My heart skipped a beat. But later, it wasn't tea. Stop messing around. Xiaoman is still right there. And so is great-grandma. If word gets out, I will follow proper customs. I won't leave you in an ambiguous position. Nor will I force you to agree. This time, he didn't step closer. Nor did he pressure me. He just stood in front of me, waiting for an answer. Chunyan's gentleness was a smooth, steady road. But Xianxia's affection was like a sudden fire lit in the dead of night. The warmth was real. But the panic it caused was also real. I don't know. I really don't know. Then think about it slowly. But at least don't rush to promise anyone else. That afternoon, Xianxia went to the county magistrate's office. I thought he was going to find Chunyan. General Shen went to the magistrate's office today to look up the household registry documents. He also asked how to file the papers for a broken engagement. Why did he ask about that? What else could it be for? He is getting a clear understanding of the rules first. So he won't wrong you in the future. Ali. Forgive me for overstepping. But Scholar Chen is a good man, and general. Shen isn't bad either. It's just that living a life together isn't about who is better. It's about who your heart misses and cares about more. I thought about those words all night long. When I see Chunyan, my heart is steady. But when I see Xianxia, my heart is always a mess. The first step for second brother not to look scary is to wash his face clean first. It was 3 days later when Chunyan came to the shop again. He didn't look very well, with faint dark circles under his eyes, looking as if he hadn't slept for several nights. I was scooping tofu pudding for a customer, seeing him standing at the door. For a moment, I didn't know what to say. Sister Ali, go ahead. I can handle things on my own now. Handle things on your own. More like handling batter all over your face, haha. Haha. General Shen came to see me yesterday. What did he say? He didn't make things difficult for me. He only asked me if I truly wanted to propose marriage. Whether you had thought through 3 things clearly. Which 3 things? First, whether I could protect you from being harassed by Jiang Youfu, and from being pressured by gossip. Second, if I fail the imperial exam next year, whether I could accept you continuing to run the shop to support the family, instead of trapping you in the inner courtyard. Third, whether I really don't care about your connection to the Shen family. Xiaoman and great-grandma are not strangers to you. If you marry me, you won't completely cut ties with the Shen family either. Then how did you answer? I originally thought I could do it all. But General Shen asked me, if I am stationed away for office in the future, will you leave with me? Or stay behind to take care of Xiaoman and great-grandma? If you leave with me, what happens to the old and young of the Shen family? If you stay behind, what should I do? Zhongli, I am not afraid of you running a shop, nor do I mind you taking care of the Shen family. I just suddenly realized I wanted to marry you because I wanted to live the life of an ordinary couple with you. Mr. Chen, please let me finish. I respect you and I like you too. But I asked myself, if after we marry, you still hold the Shen family in your heart and still care about Shen Zi, could I really not mind it? I didn't tea. Perhaps you haven't figured it out yourself yet. That day when I showed my feelings, you didn't agree. It wasn't because you were worried about rumors, nor because you feared my future would be ruined. You just subconsciously looked at General Shen. I don't want to be the one who waits for you to look back, only to wait forever for someone who will never arrive. This is the candy Xiaoman said he liked last time. Zhang Li, I didn't come to force you, nor am I blaming you. I just wanted to make things clear with you regarding the proposal. Just consider it an oversight on my part. I wish the lady of the Zhang family peace and smooth days ahead. I wish Mr. Chen success on the golden roster. When Chen Yan left, his back still looked thin and frail. I watched him walk far away. My heart ached. Yet I also felt a faint sense of relief. You couldn't let go. Shen Zi, did you know all along that he would back out? I merely asked him the questions he ought to consider. What right do you have to test him for me? What right do you have to put those questions in front of him? Can't I think about them myself? You would think about them, but your heart would soften. He was right. Because Chen Yan is a good person. Because things haven't been easy for him. And because he once gave me a piece of cake. I wouldn't have the heart to refuse him. Even so, that's my business, I am sorry. This was the first time he ever apologized to me. He spoke a bit stiffly, as if he wasn't used to it. The anger in my heart suddenly had nowhere to go. I don't want you to regret it later. How do you know I would regret marrying him? Because you feel sad watching him leave. But you don't panic the way you did when you heard my old illness flared up. My heart jolted violently. I wanted to argue back. But my lips trembled. And I couldn't say a single thing. Give it to Xiaoman. The paper wrapper still carried a bit of warmth, like an old debt of gratitude that should finally be let go. After Xiaoman found out Chen Yan was no longer pursuing the marriage, he held the bag of candy and stayed silent for a long time. I thought he was going to be sad. Can I still eat that candy? Then I am fine. The scholar has a kind heart. It's just that our fates didn't run deep enough. I can wait. Until you figure it out clearly. After Chen Yan left, things became very strange between Shen Zi and me. Are you eating? Could you move aside a bit? Don't sit next to Qian Qing. The customers don't even dare to pay the bill. Sister Ali, you can keep doing this. In those storybooks, a couple always has pet names for each other once they express their feelings. What kind of nonsense storybooks have you been reading again? That very night, all the storybooks under Xiaoman's pillow were confiscated. Second brother, you just don't understand. And yet you won't let me learn. You're only 10 years old. For example, you can just make decisions for others. For instance, haha, a few days passed like this. The tangled mess in my heart slowly started to unravel. He didn't even push me anymore. He would occasionally go to the county magistrate's office to meet people. And he'd always bring back some fresh food when he returned. Sometimes it was roasted chestnuts. And sometimes it was cloud cakes. One day, he brought back a silver hairpin. The hairpin had a simple design, with a tiny pear blossom carved at the end. I just saw it while passing by. Passing by the jewelry store. Even better to pass by it. It's carved with the flower sister Ali likes. Holding the silver hairpin. My heart warmed up a little. But I didn't accept it right away. This is too valuable. Whether you accept it or not, it's yours. It's not expensive for a general. But for Sister Ali, it represents his feelings. I stared at that hairpin for a long time without moving. But in the end, I put it away in the drawer. I am not wearing it, just putting it away for now. However, this rare piece was quickly shattered by Jiang Youfu. You were not welcome here. You little brat. How dare you talk to your father like that? My heart skipped a beat. And I wiped my hands before heading out. Having not seen him for 5 years, he looked even thinner than before. His cheeks were hollow. His beard was scruffy. But his eyes were still muddy yet sharp. Ali, your father has come to see you. Get out, look at you, child. We haven't seen each other for years, so why are you still so sensible? I heard you made a name for yourself with this shop. So I specially brought a distinguished guest to support your business. So this is Lady John. A wave of nausea washed over me. Eat your tofu pudding, but stop staring around. You little brat, you have no manners. At some point, Xianxia had come downstairs. Shen Erlang. The official document from 5 years ago. Do you still remember it? Who are you? Master Liu, he is that soldier from the Shen family. Master Liu. He is Liu Qing, who currently runs the leather labor business. Jiang Youfu has already accepted my dowry money, so he should give me an explanation today. How much did you take? 30 taels. You dare come here to claim a marriage with just 30 taels. Ali knows how to make tofu pudding. 30 taels can buy her craft. Zhang Li is my daughter. Whomever I tell her to marry, she must marry. 5 years ago, it was clearly written in the county court records. You are not allowed to force me into marriage in the name of a parent ever again. That court record was lost long ago. I didn't lose it. We might as well take it to the county court to clear things up. What if you are willing? We can file it with the county court today. From now on, Jiang Youfu shall not interfere in your marriage in the name of a father, nor with your property and livelihood. On what grounds? On the grounds that you are forcing a marriage, disrupting someone's livelihood, and violating an existing agreement made at the county court. Humph. Who cares about your explanation? I am the JO General. What explanation did you just say he owed you? It's a misunderstanding. It's all a misunderstanding. Since it's a misunderstanding, let us go to the county court to clarify the source of the dowry money and clear up the old document together. Haha. Don't be in such a hurry, Master Liu. The county court is just up ahead. Let us take a walk there, so there won't be any further misunderstandings in the future. Hold on. Have you paid back the 13 taels and 2,000 coins? I am your father. Have you paid it back? Take him to the county court, Ali. I was wrong. I was really wrong. Jiang Youfu, from the very first time you used me to get favors, I no longer had a father. My second brother is really useful. Even more useful than a door god. Jiang Youfu was ordered to pay back his debts. If he cannot pay, he will perform labor to compensate. Liu Qing was also detained by the county magistrate for questioning, due to disturbing the peace and taking bribes privately. Thank you. You don't have to thank me. This is the official document filed at the county court. As long as you place your thumbprint on it, from this day forward, Jiang Youfu shall not interfere in your marriage and livelihood by claiming parental rights. The moment the red ink pressed onto the crisp paper, I suddenly felt like crying. It wasn't tea sadness, but a lightness, as if a broken bamboo basket I had carried for many years was finally lifted off my shoulders by someone. From now on, no one can use you to get favors. After putting my thumbprint on the county court document, I fell ill. It wasn't too serious, just a low fever for 2 days. But I felt too sluggish to move. Sister Ollie, this is an emotional illness. She is just overwhelmed with joy. She has been worrying too much over the years, causing a deficiency in her vital energy and blood. Now that she has suddenly let her guard down, her body is bound to feel weak. Second brother, did you hear that? Sister Ollie is just exhausted. The next day, he wouldn't let me work in the kitchen. Xiaoman. Don't worry, Sister Ollie. Second brother is cooking. What is he making? Now I am even more worried. Porridge. Is the pot still intact? Currently, yes. Don't move. Second brother said, if you get out of bed, he will double my schoolwork. Is he threatening you? No, he is just stating a fact. Sigh. In the end, that pot of porridge was actually edible, though it was so thick that chopsticks could stand upright in it. Erlang has made progress. Before, it looked like he was burning down the house. Now, it looks like he is actually cooking porridge. How is it? It fills the stomach, haha. I'll cook it again tomorrow. Thank you. A sudden, inexplicable tenderness touched my heart. He is truly learning. Learning not to be intimidating. Learning to ask for my input. Learning to tend the fire. And learning to make a bowl of porridge that, while not delicious, is piping hot. I am taking you back to the ancestral home. What are we going back for? To pay respects to my late brother. Early the next morning, Xiaoman and great-grandmother insisted on coming along too. Oh dear, this carriage isn't as good as Erlang's horse. Great-grandmother, second brother S horse, one pull you. Why wouldn't it pull me? I am lighter than Erlang. But I daren't have Erlang's imposing manner. Horses can tell who is who. Great-grandmother. You re very good at reading the room these days. When you live to 70, you have to pick up some skills. The graves were at the foot of Juping Mountain. Several graves of the Shen family were clustered together. Father-in-law, mother-in-law, and the eldest brother. The winter mountain wind was cold, blowing the wild grass down and up again. Xianxia stood before his eldest brother's grave and remained silent for a long time. Brother, I brought Allie to see you. Back then, you told me to write the marriage annulment document. I wrote it. You said I couldn't ruin her whole life. And I kept that in mind. Over the years, she took care of Xiaoman and great-grandmother. And she kept the shop running as well. The Shen family owes her a great deal. I brought her here today because I want to make things clear. From now on, if she is willing to continue walking this path with us, I will formally propose to her according to custom. If she is unwilling, I will also protect him and ensure his safe departure in an honorable way. You should speak with him as well. Say whatever you want to say. Don't hold back. Looking at eldest brother Shen's tombstone, I suddenly remembered his pale, sickly face when he was gravely ill. I remembered how he believed in me and taught me how to write under the lamp. Ali is already very amazing. I remembered his gentle smile when he secretly slipped pastries to me. Eldest brother. Over these years, great-grandmother and I have raised Xiaoman. Fortunately, the shop is up and running again too. The Shen family's tofu pudding business was never interrupted. Back then, you said you couldn't hold me back for the rest of my life, and I still remember that. The Shen family gave me food, gave me a place to live, and gave me the chance to learn how to read and write. I wasn't trapped here. I chose to hold things together of my own free will, now that I've held on for this long. It feels like I've finished that journey. I don't know how to move forward from here. Xianxia said he wants to propose to me. My mind is a mess, and I am also afraid of what people might say. Eldest brother, if I really do move on with my life. I just hope you know that I have never forgotten your kindness from back then. You are not a past memory that shackles me. You are an old friend who simply wished for me to live well. Shaman was very quiet on the way back to town. So quiet that I thought he was heartbroken. Sister Ali. Can I still keep calling you sister from now on? Of course you can. But what if you really marry second brother, who said I was going to marry him? In front of the grave, you said you would panic when you saw second brother's old wounds flare up. And your heart would soften when you saw him building the fire. That sounds just like what happens in storybooks. It's pretty much the same. What are you smiling at? I am not smiling. Second brother, the corners of your mouth are practically flying up. But after that day, when I looked at him again, Xianxia indeed seemed different than before. Xianxia's home leave passed much faster than I thought. In the blink of an eye, only 10 days were left. A letter arrived from the capital urging him to set off. The messenger was named Jiu Chang'an. He was Xianxia's old comrade from the army. Let us eat first. Let us eat first. It tempers one's will, tires one's muscles and bones, and starves one's body. Why hasn't the food been served yet? General, your home is much more interesting than the military camp. Haha. This must be Lady Jiang, right? I have heard so much about you. Officer Jiu, you are too kind. Oh, please, Dante. I am just an errand boy. The general mentioned you all the time in the army. When did I ever mention her? The knee pads were made by Lady Jiang. The knee pads were sent by Lady Jiang. The tofu pudding shop was opened by Lady Jiang. The chicken giblet soup was described in Lady Jiang's letter. Oh, and Lady Jiang was also the one who reported Xiaoman for skipping school. Sister Ali, you betrayed me. You skipped school and you were still afraid of people finding out. Even so, you shouldn't have reported it all the way to the border. It is so far away. General Kui from the capital urges the general to return to his post. The commander of the Chang'an camp has already secured a residence for you. The emperor has also prepared other rewards. There is one more thing. Many people in the capital heard that the general is not yet engaged. So they all came to test the waters. Especially that young lady from the Duke of Ying's household. Hearing that the general is young and promising. She also had someone make an inquiry. The Duke of Ying. Just the name alone sounds like a wealthy and powerful family. Is that young lady pretty? I heard she is both talented and beautiful. Does she know how to make tofu pudding? She probably doesn't. Then that one do. Who would have thought he'd be who he is today? Back then, he was just a young soldier returning home all alone. Now he is the Jo general. And he is going to take up a post in the capital. There will be noble ladies from wealthy families there. And rewards bestowed by the emperor. While I am just someone who runs a tofu pudding shop. And someone who almost married into the Shen family once but didn't he? As Xianxia and I stood in this little shop on South Street. We seemed so close. But if we were to stand before those grand mansions in the capital, we would seem as far apart as 1,000 mountains. Sister Ali, are you unhappy? What does a child like you know? I know that in storybooks, whenever the heroine hears about another girl, her chest gets tight. She can't eat or sleep. She stubbornly denies it. And she secretly sighs. You two should read and listen to less of that stuff from now on. So, can you eat tonight? Yes, I can. In the end, I only drank half a bowl of porridge at dinner. Today's porridge is too thick. He cooked that porridge. But it's better than last time. You don't need to mind Jiu Cheng and S words. It is a good thing. Your status is different now. If you can marry into a wealthy family, it will help you secure your footing in the capital. Do you want me to accept? This is your business. No. If you are willing, then it becomes our business. I haven't accepted yet. You accepted it, but you aren't wearing it. It is too precious. I am afraid of losing it. Can I put it on for you? Go ahead then. As the silver hairpin was slid into my hair, it wasn't heavy, yet it felt like a gentle weight pressing on my heart. It looks good. 3 words, it looks good. The person looks good. Hey, great-grandmother. He said it. He said the person looks good. I knew Erlang would learn. Zhang Li. When I go to the capital, I won't agree to anyone else. Don't speak too soon. I am a man of my word. This is a personal matter, not a military order. It is the same to me. That night, as I lay in bed, I touched the silver hairpin in my hair. The cold hairpin had already been warmed by my body heat. I closed my eyes and suddenly felt that the capital didn't seem so far away after all. The next day, the magistrate came to visit in person, saying that the rewards from the capital had arrived. General Shen, the rewards from the capital have arrived. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Along with the rewards came an imperial decree. The emperor wants Shenzi to bring his family to the capital to receive the rewards. Family. As soon as those words were spoken, the whole shop fell silent. Lady Jiang, General Shen said that you have stood by the Shen family through thick and thin 4 years. So you should also go to the capital to express your gratitude. He stood by my side. But I had a faint feeling that things weren't that simple. That door to the capital seemed to have already opened for me. After the magistrate left, I stared at that chest of rewards for a long time. Silks, silver ingots, medicinal herbs, and pastries rewarded by the imperial palace. The pastries rewarded by the emperor will lose their flavor once they get cold. Right, the emperor would be sad if he knew. My originally tense heart was eased a bit by the old woman and the young boy, but the word family still weighed heavily on my chest. The emperor won't know. Then it's not easy being the emperor either. He doesn't even know about such a big matter. This time, it was his turn to stand at the kitchen door, while I stood in the courtyard. What was that about family that the magistrate mentioned today? The emperor's decree asked me to bring my family to the capital. Showman and great-grandmother are your family. You are also a member of the Shen family. Those words are ambiguous. That's why I want to make things clear with you first. Ali, if you are willing, I will formally hire a matchmaker and send betrothal gifts before we set off. We can choose a date to get married after arriving in the capital. If you are unwilling, you can travel with us as a relative of the Shen family. Once we arrive in the capital, you can live in the women's quarters. Whenever you want to come back, I will send you back. The shop and the old house will still be yours. Could you bear to let me go? I couldn't bear it. But I said before, I would learn to ask for your thoughts first. In the past, I was afraid of him, because he was too much like a blade. Even now, I am still afraid of him. But not because I am afraid he will hurt me. I am afraid that once I take a step forward, I won't ever be able to pull myself back. Will anyone in the capital laugh at you? Laugh at what? Laugh at you for bringing a woman who runs a tofu pudding shop into the capital. Look at you, scaring people again. Zhang Li, I am not afraid of others laughing. I am only afraid you one tea come. This single sentence softened my heart more than any harsh words could. Let me think about it for a night. That night, I went through the account books of the Xianxia shop once more. Every single transaction over the past 3 years. I remembered them all clearly. On the first day of setting up the stall, we made 23 copper coins. The 3 taels of silver paid as a deposit to rent the shop. Shaman's tuition for private school. The money to buy medicine for grandma. And the military allowance Xianxia sent back. This wasn't just my hard work alone. This was a home we built up bit by bit together. I opened the chest again and took out that annulment document. The paper had already yellowed, but the ink was still sharp. Looking at it now, I suddenly realized it could also be a door. Outside that door wasn't an escape. It was a choice. Second brother, if you go to the capital in the future, you must never cook for yourself. It will embarrass the General S estate. If you don't do well in your studies, you'll embarrass me too. Have you made up your mind? I am going to the capital. The days before departure were so busy my feet barely touched the ground. The Xianxia shop had to be handed over to a reliable worker to manage. The account books had to be sorted out. And someone had to be trusted to look after the old house. Shaman's books, Grandma's medicine, my clothes, and Xianxia's official documents were all piled up in one place. While Xiaoman was packing his things, he found 3 confiscated picture books. This is evidence. I plan to bring them to the capital to reflect on them and study hard. You can take your time reading them on the road. Second brother, you have no human warmth. Once we get to the capital, I'll buy you proper books. Then I'd rather you didn't. Packing Grandma's bundle was the simplest. An old pillow, a wooden comb, and a bag of candy. It's too hard to fix. When people get old, they need to travel light. ISN tea candy heavy. This is emotional support. By evening, the shop finally quieted down. The workers went home, and Xiaoman went to sleep with Grandma. I sat alone in front of the kitchen stove, watching the fading embers in the hearth. Not sleeping, yet I can sleep. I am a bit scared. Scared of the capital, yeah. Scared of what? Scared that there are too many rules there. Scared that people will look down on me. Scared that Xiaoman won't adjust. Scared that Grandma will fall ill from the change of climate. Scared that the shop will fall into chaos once it's out of my hands. And also scared. Scared of what? Scared that I'll go too far. And won't be able to come back. If the capital isn't good, we will just come back. You a general. How can you just come back whenever you say so? I'll find a way. You make it sound so easy. Zhang Li. Whether it's the capital or Yan'an, the place itself isn't what matters most. If you not happy there, then I won't consider that place home. My heart suddenly ached with a sharp wave of emotion. I used to think home was a house, a shop, or silver saved up bit by bit. Only later did I realize that home is having someone willing to listen, willing to wait, and willing to pave a longer path for you. Once we get to the capital, if anyone bullies me, I'll fight back myself. You should do exactly that. What if I can handle it? I'll step in. What if you make me feel wronged? Tell me. And I'll change. What if you still abandon me? Then I'll wait for you for 7 lifetimes. Can you really change? I am learning. He really is still that same Xianxia. I looked at the stove fire, suddenly remembering when I first saw him. He stood at the door of the morning hall, like an unsheathed blade. I was afraid of him, afraid of his coldness, afraid of his harshness, afraid that with just one look at me, I'd have nowhere to hide. But now, this blade has hidden its sharp edge. Sitting by the stove and listening intently to me talk about being afraid. Jiang Li. Yeah. Can I ask you one more time? I knew in my heart what he wanted to ask. But my face still grew hot. I beg of you. Are you willing? If you are as fierce as before in the future, I will back out, all right. If you make me feel wronged, I will also back out, all right. If you get to the capital and get charmed away by some talented and beautiful cousin, I want tea. I haven't finished speaking yet. No need to finish. I want tea. Then for now, I am willing. Depending on how you behave. All right, see how I behave. His palm had thin calluses. Marks left from holding a blade for many years. But at this moment, it lay open before me, as if waiting for my own choice. Just a gentle squeeze, without crossing any lines, yet more solemn than any words. She agreed. She really did. I knew Alang would learn. Hey ha ha. Quick, let us go before a Li catches us. Then can I still call you Sister Ali in the future? Of course, Sister A. Li. Good, good. You've all done well. Second brother, you come too. The lights in the shop were still bright, and the wooden sign of Xianxia swayed gently in the night breeze, surrounded by them in the center. I suddenly felt that I actually had a home a long time ago. I just took a very long way around before I dared to admit it.